Welcome, new viewers. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Today, we're exploring the principles of everyday success. Stick around till the end for the real gems. We'll cover setting goals, morning routines, Stoic philosophy, gratitude, resilience, mindfulness, and more. So let's dive in. 1. Set clear goals. You can infuse your everyday actions with meaning and purpose when you have clear goals to strive towards. Goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Smart. Finding out what you want out of life, whether it's completing a project, learning a new skill, or improving a relationship, helps you remain motivated. Having clear goals makes it much simpler to prioritize tasks, allocate resources effectively, and stay focused when things go tough. 2. Morning routine. What you do first thing in the morning sets the tone for the rest of your day. Beginning the day with a clear goal in mind may help set a positive tone and give you a leg up. Improving your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being may have a multiplicative effect on your health. Meditation, physical activity, keeping a journal, or even simply sitting quietly with a cup of coffee may all be considered practices. Having a consistent morning routine may provide you a sense of control and the courage to face challenges directly in this unpredictable environment. 3. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't. That is the tenet of Stoicism. You have control over your own thoughts, feelings, and actions, but not over the world or other people. By focusing your attention on things you have control over, such as your attitude, actions, and responses to situations, you may reduce stress and increase your sense of agency. If you can shift your perspective in this manner, you just may be on the path to taking charge of your life and realizing your ambitions. 4. Practice gratitude. As a means of overcoming negative emotions, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of thankfulness. Taking stock of your life's blessings and expressing gratitude for each one, no matter how little, may help you learn to be thankful and fulfilled. A positive outlook and better health are the results of practicing gratitude, which allows you to focus on the positive aspects of your life rather than the negative. The mental and emotional health of an individual may benefit greatly from a daily practice of gratitude, whether for little or large things. 5. Embrace challenges. A crucial component of human growth is learning to persist in the face of adversity, according to Stoicism, which means that difficulty is an inevitable part of life. In the face of adversity, rather than seeking refuge, welcome it as an opportunity for personal development. By seeing failures as learning experiences, you may fortify your will and resilience to overcome adversity. Adopting a growth mindset is key to thriving in the face of adversity and uncertainty. Strength, imagination, and resourcefulness will all grow in you as a result of this. 6. Maintain perspective. When you're going through a hard patch, it's tempting to allow your emotions and the facts of the issue get the best of you. According to Stoicism, maintaining perspective entails stepping back and seeing issues from a broader viewpoint. Remembering that difficult times are temporary and that you have overcome comparable obstacles will help you gather the strength to continue. Being able to put things in perspective helps in maintaining composure, which is necessary for navigating life's inevitable highs and lows. 7. Develop resilience. Being resilient means you can bounce back fast from setbacks and change your ways when you need to. According to Stoicism, facing hardship directly and persevering through it are the core of resilience, rather than avoiding or numbing one's emotions. Building and maintaining your resilience may help you deal with life's unknowns with poise and dignity. The ability to bounce back from adversity with more wisdom and maturity is a key component of resilience, which in turn fosters self-sufficiency and growth. The ability to bounce back from setbacks, cope with losses, and endure crises is a key component of resilience. 8. Manage your reactions. Your interpretation of life is shaped by your reactions to different stimuli. Being able to regulate your reactions and respond to situations in a manner that you choose is a crucial component of Stoicism. Remain level-headed and deliberate before acting hastily. When you know yourself and are able to keep your emotions in check, you can confront challenges directly and remain composed. Being able to regulate your reactions when faced with challenges is a key component to maintaining composure and strength of character. 9. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is just being in the present moment without making any mental notes or judgments about it. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of mindfulness activities for cultivating self-awareness, inner serenity, and resilience. Paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations in the present moment may help you gain self-awareness and break reactionary thinking patterns. When you train yourself to be fully present in the moment, you are better able to deal with the inevitable stresses and challenges that life inevitably brings. Whether it's via meditation, deep breathing, or just paying attention as you do things, practicing mindfulness in whichever method you choose may enhance your health and happiness. 10. Prioritize tasks. The amount of productivity you achieve is proportional to the efficiency with which you manage the time you have. Stoicism teaches that one should constantly prioritize what is really essential and urgent. By jotting down your day's most important goals and priorities, you can focus on the things that really matter to you. When you make a list of your priorities, you're less likely to be bogged down by mundane tasks and more likely to get closer to your goals, which will give you a greater sense of accomplishment. No matter what productivity approach you use, to-do lists, time blocking, or something else entirely, making a priority list can help you make the most of each day and reach your objectives. 11. Learn continuously. The primary principle of Stoicism is that one should always seek out new knowledge in order to grow as a person. By keeping an open mind and being curious about the world around you, you may learn more, see things from other perspectives, and adapt to new circumstances. Improving your life and making it easier to handle tough circumstances are both outcomes of consistently learning something new. Whether via books, seminars, lectures, or even simply having insightful conversations, you can overcome obstacles, adjust to changing circumstances, and improve yourself by embracing a growth mindset. 12. Practice self-discipline. Maintaining self-control is essential for achieving success in any endeavor. The secret to contentment, say Stoics, is controlling your baser desires and impulses. You may overcome procrastination, resist temptation, and go on toward your goals in spite of setbacks by practicing self-discipline. Building self-discipline calls for dedication, perseverance, and the ability to put off immediate gratification in pursuit of greater rewards later on. By establishing regular habits, establishing boundaries, and practicing effective time management, you may gain control of your life and accomplish your objectives via self-discipline. 13. Embrace change. Many people resist change because they are uneasy or scared of it, even though change is constant and inevitable. The Stoic view is that change is constant and, if seen positively, may even spur growth in an individual. Change is good since it leads to development and progress, hence embrace it instead of resisting or clinging to what you don't understand. Adopting a mindset of adaptability and flexibility may help you navigate transitions with grace and resilience. With this mindset, you can turn challenges into chances for growth. It takes courage to let go of ties to outcomes and accept the unknown in order to welcome change. You have a better chance of thriving in a dynamic environment if you can embrace change, whether it's in your professional life, your living situation, or your personal connections. 14. Reflect daily. A powerful tool for self-reflection and growth, reflection may be most effective when used often. Stoicism recommends regularly reviewing one's thoughts, actions, and principles in order to gain insight into one's life and oneself. In order to identify your greatest values, celebrate your successes, and identify areas for personal growth, it is helpful to reflect on your day-to-day experiences. Taking stock of your day may help you grow in wisdom, gratitude, and the ability to make thoughtful choices that are consistent with your values. Being more self-aware and emotionally robust allows you to live your life on purpose. One way to do this is by daily reflection, which may be achieved through writing in a journal, meditating, or just sitting quietly and thinking. 15. Seek virtue. Doing one's best and acting decently in all circumstances is central to Stoicism, which is centered on the ideal of virtue. The route to happiness and fulfillment, say Stoics, is to cultivate virtues like wisdom, courage, fairness, and moderation. Your ability to live an honest and meaningful life is under your control, so long as your words, thoughts, and actions are consistent with your moral principles. Pursuing virtue requires a commitment to doing the right thing, self-restraint, and frequent self-examination. By being true to yourself, showing compassion, and controlling your eating and drinking habits, among other virtues, you may make a positive difference in the world and live a life of virtue. 16. Cultivate inner peace. When we speak about having inner peace, what we mean is a feeling of tranquility and serenity that comes from within, untouched by everything going on around you. According to Stoicism, one may achieve genuine tranquility by focusing on what they can alter and by accepting reality without judgment. If you want to be better prepared to handle life's unexpected turns, cultivating inner calm is a good place to start. The development of inner tranquility is built around three pillars: being present, understanding oneself, being unattached to outcomes. Through activities like as meditation, contemplation, or mindful breathing, one may learn to live with grace and serenity regardless of external circumstances. 17. Practice acceptance. Adopting a mindset of acceptance is key to attaining satisfaction and emotional resiliency. Instead of external circumstances causing us suffering, Stoicism argues that it is our own resistance to and assessments of those events. Through the practice of acceptance, one may overcome their aversion to truth and achieve satisfaction in the present moment. When we say we accept something, we mean we acknowledge it for what it is and react with calm compassion, not that we are passive or resigned. So you may find greater happiness and fulfillment in life if you practice many sorts of acceptance, such as forgiving others, accepting your limitations, and embracing life's imperfections. 18. Live with integrity. Being truthful entails maintaining consistency between your words and actions. No matter the external pressures or temptations you may encounter, it is of the highest importance to live according to your principles in Stoicism. Honesty and openness go a long way in establishing credibility, admiration, and faith in oneself and those around you. One must be authentic, truthful with oneself, and committed to doing what is right regardless of the consequences in order to live an honest life. Standing fast in your ideas, keeping your word, or speaking your mind are all examples of how an honest life may guide you toward your highest aspirations and ideals. 19. Choose empathy. Putting oneself in another person's shoes is the definition of empathy. Stoicism holds that the capacity to build real connections with people and a robust social fabric rest on the shoulders of compassion and empathy. Learning to empathize with other people may help you communicate more effectively, form stronger relationships, and increase tolerance and respect amongst individuals. By choosing empathy, one shows they are open to hearing other people's stories, refrain from casting judgment, and recognize the truth of what other people are going through. In any situation, whether it's assisting a friend in need, attempting to resolve a conflict via compromise, or just being kind to a total stranger, choosing to be empathetic enhances your life and the lives of others around you, fostering a sense of connection and belonging. 20. Value time. There are a lot of people who squander time without realizing how precious and finite it is. Stoicism teaches us to cherish our time here on earth and to use it wisely so that we might achieve our highest aspirations. Remembering that this life is fleeting and that death looms on the horizon might help one make the most of their time on earth. When you respect the worth of your time, you prioritize what's most important, ignore distractions, and give your whole attention to the tasks at hand. If you want to live a purposeful life, pursue your hobbies, build meaningful connections, and make a difference in the world, then you need to learn to appreciate time. 21. Embrace impermanence. The tenets of Stoicism instruct us to embrace transience since it is an inevitable aspect of life. When we realize that everything in our lives, from our relationships to our circumstances, may change at any moment, including ourselves, we may find it easier to remain detached and accept the unknowns. The beauty of each moment may be savored without being tied to the outcomes when we accept and embrace impermanence, the reality that nothing endures forever. Rather than getting caught up in the past or fretting about what's to come, we should live in the present moment, practicing gratitude and serenity as we savor life's many delights. 22. Take responsibility. A fundamental tenet of Stoicism is personal accountability for thoughts, actions, and choices. Take charge of your own life and quit pointing fingers at other people or the environment when things go tough. Taking ownership of our actions empowers us to create the changes we want in our lives. It is crucial to be honest, take responsibility, and be modest enough to acknowledge when we are mistaken. Achieving fulfillment and joy requires the capacity to own one's life and the results it brings. 23. Keep your behavior moderate. To keep one's balance and get along with others, moderation is key. If one has too much of anything, emotions, food, drink, or material possessions, they may end up miserable and dissatisfied, says Stoicism. Cultivating moderation, which means avoiding extremes, is a path to achieving a balance in our life. To be moderate, one has to exercise restraint, spend just what they can afford, and be willing to forego temporary pleasure in exchange for permanent wellness. As a result, we experience greater contentment and delight inside ourselves as we enjoy life's little pleasures without allowing them to dominate us. 24. Keep a low profile. Humbleness is the fundamental tenet of Stoic thought. Recognizing the limitations of ourselves and others and giving credit where credit is due are essential components of an open and welcoming attitude. The key to true knowledge, says Stoicism, is humility, which allows us to be receptive to new ideas and perspectives. We may better see the shared humanity and interconnectedness of all people and ourselves if we have an attitude of gratitude and compassion. We may cultivate the knowledge and self-awareness to persevere through hardship with dignity and composure if we keep a humble attitude. 25. Maintaining focus on the process. The key to happiness, according to Stoicism, is not having goals in the first place, but rather taking pleasure in the process of achieving those goals. We shift our attention from the final result to the steps taken along the way, valuing not just the effort, but also the growth and the lessons learned. Keeping our attention on the task at hand prevents us from daydreaming or worrying about things that aren't happening right now. One way to become more resilient and persistent is to learn to embrace failure and setbacks as natural parts of the growing process. If we can maintain our focus on the journey itself, we may discover meaning and happiness in it regardless of the outcome. 26. Cohesive link building. Stoicism emphasizes the significance of developing meaningful connections with others, as human flourishing is dependent on relationships. Having meaningful relationships with people you care about, whether that's family, friends, colleagues, or neighbors, can help you through tough times and give your life direction. Learning to treat other people with compassion, understanding, and kindness is the secret to a happy existence, says Stoicism. It's the people we surround ourselves with via relationships built on mutual regard, trust, and understanding not only improve our lives, but also help us develop as persons. When you put your heart, soul, and time into the well-being of the people around you, you will build lasting relationships. It calls for openness to other people's perspectives, truthfulness in speech, and attentive listening. Investing in our relationships helps us become closer to those we care about and gives us a sense of community, both of which are essential to our fulfillment and success in life. 27. Keep in regular self-reflection. One of the best ways to get to know oneself and grow as an individual is to practice self-reflection. Taking stock of our thoughts, emotions, and deeds on a regular basis is something that Stoicism recommends as a way to learn about ourselves. By setting aside time for introspection, we may identify our strengths and areas for improvement, as well as our underlying inclinations and priorities. When we stop to think on our life, we may be able to take stock of our successes and failures, which may help us grow as people. Being honest, courageous, and prepared to confront our flaws are necessary for this. Regular introspection may help us discover more about ourselves and our place in the cosmos, which in turn may lead to greater self-awareness and pleasure. 28. Satisfy your own needs. According to Stoicism, one should look inside, rather than to other people or things, for the source of their happiness and fulfillment. Instead of pursuing approval, financial success, or validation, we find fulfillment and pleasure when we live our lives in harmony with our beliefs and values. Finding inner joy requires introspection into our objectives and values, as well as the cultivation of positive relationships and experiences. One needs introspection, self-awareness, and the willingness to release societal and individual limitations in order to do this. Finding happiness and fulfillment in life that lasts through thick and thin depends on zeroing in on what really matters to us. 29. Live in harmony with the planet. Our well-being, according to Stoicism, is dependent on our capacity to live in harmony with nature, and we are just a little cog in that wheel. This calls for an awareness of our intrinsic interconnectedness with all forms of life and a sensitivity to the natural rhythms and cycles of the earth. A life in harmony with nature is one that values simplicity, respects the natural environment, and recognizes and accepts the impermanence of all things. Accepting the ebb and flow of life's stages, growth, decline, and regeneration is also essential. Learning to live in tune with nature in a balanced, peaceful, and respectful way may help us attain inner and exterior harmony.